This is the continuing story of Peyton Place.
So, next in my reading plan is Peyton Place by Grace Metalious. Peyton Place, which was this book in this edition, I remember being seen everywhere. And a bit like this book, it was almost like every house had to have one in the 1960s. Peyton Place, super popular novel. There was a movie and then a TV series, and it became a byword for torrid happenings and kind of shocking things. It's frank, revealing, shockingly honest, exclamation mark, teeming with incident and vitality. This big, richly diverse novel of American small-town life truly presents the characters in the full dimension of their lives, their corruptions and kindnesses, their high hopes and innermost secrets. That one thing I like about Peyton Place is it gave the world a fantastic evergreen fashion staple, the Harrington jacket. The Harrington jacket. So, Peyton Place TV series. Has nothing to do with the jacket, but I love the fact they've made a sort of, it isn't a TV tie-in cover, but they've put a sort of television screen shaped graphic to sort of associate it with the television, I think, because it was immense. It was one of those shows where it's like, you know, MPs would be questioning, how can you have this show that's so popular, it's ruining productivity because everybody's watching it instead of doing other things. Anyway, yes, so on the television version, the character Rodney Harrington, young chap played by Ryan O'Neill, wore a sort of golf jacket, and a enterprising clothing manufacturer in Manchester started branding their jackets of that ilk as Harrington jackets, and they became super popular. And they became, you see them worn by people like Steve McQueen and Elvis Presley. And then they became part of sort of mods, scooter boys, that sort of axis of culture they'd be wearing them as well. And to this day, you can get them and they're really cool. So I love the fact that everyone who wears one of these is unwittingly cosplaying Peyton Place. So if you see, old school skinheads would wear them as well. So if, you know, with the sort of check shirt, jeans, braces, Doc Martens. So if you see a skinhead wearing one of these, point at them and say loudly, Peyton Place. They will appreciate it.
Don't do that.
This particular one, now you can, I should point out that some of them, the original company was eventually bought by a high fashion place, so you can spend anything between £25 and £360 on one of these. I bought a cheap one because I thought it'd be more fun, and the inner pocket will take a copy of not just a paperback, but a quite fat paperback, so it will fit my Peyton Place for sort of reading out and about. So that's coming up. Plug delivered. Yes, so what have I been reading? Well, carrying on with Peyton Place, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through. Probably would be finished by now, but I got distracted. But this book is wild. You can see why it was such a sensation and such a shocker when it first appeared. You know, and obviously that was amplified by having movie adaptation and TV series, which I can only imagine were sanitized to the point of insanity, because the stuff that happens in here every few pages is unbelievable. So it's about a New England town, outwardly looks respectable, but then the stuff that's happening, there's the way Grace Metalious brings the place to life is great. So you really get a sense, you know, by you could draw a map of it, and the narrative often follows a character and then it's like they see another character, or they interact with another character, and then you're following them. So it's like you've got this sort of interesting kind of bird's eye view, really, that's kind of dipping into different sort of storylines. Crazy stuff. I was thinking, it's not, obviously it's not a horror novel, but the way things like the woods and the lake are figured, it's a bit like you'd get in a horror novel. But another thing is how influential it was, partly through its adaptations as well. So I'm thinking things like the David Lynch of Blue Velvet or Twin Peaks, the suburban parts of Mad Men, even things like Desperate Housewives seem to kind of be drawing on this almost forgotten sort of source material. So Peyton Place, I'm, where possible, reading it wearing the cosplay jacket as explained in previous video. Although now I know what the character Rodney Harrington is actually like, I think I might keep quiet about that. Just say I bought it for, you know, mod revival reasons. Yes, so Peyton Place is good. I finished Peyton Place by Grace Metalious, the once shocking, massive best-selling novel that was adapted into a movie, a TV show, and it's good. I really liked it. I'd give it a sort of 4 stars if that's the sort of thing I did. It's an odd one, really, because there's an awful lot of characters, lots of threads going on, and what tends to happen is you get this kind of wave attack, kind of endless shocking event after shocking event after shocking event. So it's like lots and lots of revelations following different characters. Sometimes you forget about a character and then they reappear and you find out what's happened to them. So it's sort of you could see it was a sort of precursor to some of the sort of airport novels and a sort of soap opera type of approach to things. And you can definitely see why it was so shocking at the time.
So, tell me, what exactly is so shocking about it compared with?
Well, the sorts of things that happen.
Yeah.
You got health and safety violations, armula severation, smoking, although the smoking probably wasn't shocking at the time. So there's all of that going on, and it's like, you know, is there even a story in this, or are they just kind of shocking us for, you know, one thing after another? And it is a bit like one damn thing after another, but there are 2 or 3 main characters where their sort of story arcs kind of hold it all together. In a sense, it's a coming of age story. Obviously, it's a story about a place, Peyton Place, and that itself has a secret, and that's actually to do with race, which is interesting. But it'd be a massive spoiler if I said what that was all about. So yeah, and it isn't just grimness. There's you know, there's beauty. There's some lovely ways of describing the way she describes the seasons and the passage of time is really quite compelling. So yeah, Peyton Place gets my seal of approval.
It's a shocker.
It is a shocker.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the sequel, Return to Peyton Place. Not sure I'd want to watch the movies and the screen adaptations, really. You know, clearly they drift a long way. One thing about it is it's set in the first one set in the 30s and 40s, and there's actually war stuff. So it made quite a nice segue from Booktube at War July into Garbaugust when we're looking at trashy reads.